should have been more diligent about killing these. We'll see if I'll pay the price.
Carnage awaits.
Well, one way or another, you're gonna be right, Helly. This is Imperial humor right here. Actually, this is how Germans are in reality, by the way. I'm Danish, which you might be able to tell by the phrasing and accent. And I can verify that this is how they sound. Right.
Hellebron.
Just set up my hotkeys. This is purely just for hotkey purposes. Now, this is an interesting situation because this poor Cassara from before is going to be alone in the beginning of the fight.
By all means.
Bleak swords.
And I'm wondering,
Death hang.
is it worth it to try and like chase her down and just kill her with with our superior duelists in the beginning?
We are ready.
And then turn around and take the brunt of this. And I think it is.
Hellebron. Granted.
She should join up with the... Or she's just gonna walk straight into us? Okay. Even better. Let's sit on this cliff here. Now if we're very lucky...
Going! On to slaughter! Master Druki!
The enemy cavalry is gonna ride in advance. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. It's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve in Naggarond, guys.
Forward!
Destruction! Death hang!
Now this guy is not too good at the duelist, but I'm pretty sure these two are gonna turn her into jelly. Okay, look cool. Did it deal any damage? Yeah. Yeah, this fight is basically over already. Oh my goodness.
Kane's chosen!
Man, she deals a lot of damage actually. Considering her armor piercing is so weak, look at this. Oh, whoops. I forgot to turn this off. That, of course, is for when the cap shows up. Let's move back a little bit. We don't want them anywhere near the forest because, of course, that would really disrupt our arrows. Would be a shame.
Dealing death.
Let's put these guys here, these guys here, these guys here.
Carnage awaits.
A
Orders
little bit
understood.
back, and I think I
Merciless
can
warriors.
put these out more. Oh, I regret. Here comes his cav, and as usual, he just sends it in
Dark shot.
this way.
By Drakira. I came.
Yeah,
Kill them. Battle call.
I wish they didn't do this, but it is the game, you know. Oh, whoops. Well, I did give him kind of a free shot there without them using their shields for much, but I'd say it's worth it.
Incoming enemy fire.
Good.
Dark shots.
And the same here. I think actually the shields are active there.
No survivors.
Here we have some Cassars, obviously the main target. But let's not forget about his own dark shards.
For the
Yeah,
king.
this is by far the most important unit for us to kill.
Understood.
Very well. Death comes. Death hang.
Okay. Man, they deal a lot of damage.
Destroy.
So we should take out his dark shard as soon as possible, because they are the ones that are gonna slowly wear us down, especially because we have superior melee units here.
At Senlu. Bleak swords.
Hellebron.
Let's just buff these guys up a little bit.
Lord
Now, of course, they have
of
shields as well, so it's gonna take a while before we get them.
Death awaits.
Merciless
I
warrior.
think that's okay. Say now, ooh, what damage! That's why we need to get them into melee. They're harder to hit when they're in melee.
Executioners.
Let's see.
Carnage awaits.
Meanwhile,
On
here-
to slaughter.
We can probably interrupt them. Perfect. But look at that, one volley.
Dark shots.
It's really, really not a joke. Like, it's some painful stuff here.
Naggarothi. Without question.
I would very much like to kill these if
Die,
possible.
weaklings.
Maybe we can get these sisters around. Ah, they're busy, I can hear. I'd like to wipe out these units if possible.
Dark shards.
Now. Kane wills it.
Actually, I think I should just fall around here.
Cold-blooded killers. Dark shards. Battle ready.
And should just move these up so we can shoot them in the back
Bleak swords.
Understood.
Dark
Wipe out as
shards.
many as possible.
Battle ready. Hack, cut.
Again, any unit we wipe out completely is
done. Slash, kill.
Hellebron.
extra replenishment he won't get.
Dread spears.
Now this unit is getting wrecked pretty hard, so let's
Bloody murder.
see if we can, for any chance, get them low enough.
Let others die.
I think we're just out of
Cold-blooded
being wiped
killers.
out, unfortunately.
On to slaughter.
Well, that's okay.
Hellebron.
In retrospect, I should have done the
Druki. Wage war.
what's it called?
End them.
The sacrifice to Cain.
Hellebron.
I could have used it this fight because I'm gonna use it in the next fight anyway.
Awaits.
I actually don't think I'm gonna let him replenish. I think I'm just gonna wipe out as much as humanly possible.
Glorious destruction.
I will
And
not
we're not
die
shy of
today.
shooting them in the back. They could just turn around if they didn't want to get shot in the back, honestly. So we should deal as much damage as humanly possible. See if we can catch up with them here. Doesn't look like it. Unfortunately, when they run away, they seem to get a little bit of a movement speed bonus. But it's okay. That could have been done a bit cleaner, and I should have, in retrospect, of course, used the sacrifice. But all in all, it could be a lot worse. We got some good kill on our elite troops, and of course we need to rank up these ones, because I'm going to be using them for pretty much all of the game, I think. Usually I do. It really only if you get the hero trait that buffs shades. That's the only time I would probably swap these out for shades, and that would never happen in Hellebron. So one advantage of this is that other than slaves, it also gets you a lot of replenishment.
Bring me my chains. Mistress of Har Ganeth.
That was pretty nasty.
A capable servant.
Now this guy, having Spiteful, is going to be in the army almost all the time. And while this is not fantastic, if you get it like really early, eventually it'll start paying off, and masters have so many points that they have like points to spare, so I'm just going to give them this.
Mistress of
If I
Har
remember
Ganeth.
correctly, I actually can't do it this turn, right? I think. Oh my goodness, I could, and she actually managed to get wounded on a 64%.
Bloody-handed priestess.
Well, that's too bad. I really wish that hadn't happened. If I had just gotten the 64%, I could have taken the city right now, which of course, for obvious reasons, would have been huge. Instead, unfortunately, 5 turns without Death Hack, which I really needed in this fight. It's a bit of a shame. Now you may say, why don't I just exempt this province from taxation, since it gives absolutely nothing? It's because as Dark Elves you can't. Exempting from taxation, like that's weakness. It's a sign of weakness.
Slash, stab, fight,
Let's
kill.
see. Now what I'm thinking here is
I have seen your death, and it is gruesome.
cool. Now with this balance of power, I don't actually think he has more units than this.
Unthinkable.
Which means I don't have to do the sacrifice to Cain yet.
Cain is
So inadvertently I saved it for 1 turn. No, still not.
Do not waste your last breath begging
Nope.
for mercy.
Now of course I can't confederate or even do like treaties with Malekith and Marathi, but with all the other Dark factions everything it's fair game. I think that's fair. I wish I hadn't gotten my Death Hag wounded there. That was quite a shame. But okay, that's the risk we take. That is the risk we take. It would have been nice to take the city straight up, but okay.
carnage awaits us. Kill them all.
Carnage awaits us? Whose team are you on?
Slaughter for me.
It's actually kind of a nice auto resolve. This is hard to say no to because this is going to be a tedious fight, and without my Death Hag it's going to be twice as tedious. There we go, very nice. Ooh, I actually got a nice amount of experience. Now I'm actually going to occupy this because I want Ghrond to be tech.
Never hold us.
Pretty sure I will, sir. Okay, useless. But I should have checked that in advance. Then again, if I had sacked it, this would have taken damage and I would have to repair it and so on and so forth. Now, I'm not going to argue with this. I want growth, but 600 gold for, how much is it for a gold mine? 1,000? Yeah, that's the one. Now, I'm going to start pouring slaves in here for a couple of reasons. Now, I should probably mention, like, what is the deal with these slaves? Like, how do you actually use them well? Now, we have this building, which, as you can see, gives a fixed amount of gold per slaves you have in the province, and then it also improves the percentage buffs that slaves give to all your other buildings. And for the main settlement, you can upgrade it to this. Now, you might notice that it says province and not region, which you might intuitively think that this is based, if I build it in Har Ganeth, it's based on the amount of slaves I have in this city and not in the province as a whole. But it's not. It's actually based on the entire province for each of the slave pens, which means, of course, if you have 2 regions in a province and you have 2 of these, then each of them affect each other's province. If you have 4, then you can build 4 of them, and in a province with 4 regions, you can of course have way more slaves than 2. Now you might ask yourself, how does that make any goddamn sense? It doesn't, but it's how it works. So that means that even for a really rich region like Ghrond, which is super rich because it has gold, it's actually more viable to just put slaves in any region, in any province that has 4 regions, than it is to buff up a super rich region like Ghrond or Karan'kar down here, which has an improvement to slave building as well, just because of the way that mechanic works, which is definitely something that maybe one should, you know, look into at some point. Change that a little bit, because it doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense. But fortunately for us, both the Iron Mountains and the Black Flood, which contains Naggarond and Har Ganeth, super rich cities, have 4 regions, which means we're going to be pouring slaves into these 2 regions and at some point into the Road of Skulls as well because of this. Here's my theory though. If you have 30,000 slaves on 3 provinces, that means the percentage in each province will be a certain percentage. As you can see, the decline right now is 1%. The higher the amount of slaves you have, the higher the decline per turn. And I'm wondering, if you split those same 30,000 slaves on 5 provinces, say the Ghrond at Karan'kar, yes, you will get less per slave on average, but the decrease percentage will also be lower. Is that worth it? I have no idea. I could test it by just doing the math, but I'm going to test it in practice. So that's going to be the plan. We're going to pour a bunch of slaves into Ghrond as well, just because of the gold mine in the beginning. And even when we get this, I'm still going to send some here for that same reason.
Blood Queen of Har
Another thing I've learned from previous mistakes when playing Dark Elf factions that don't start with Black Arcs is that I sometimes forget to get them. Here we're just going to go down this tree to make him a better fighter. Nothing special there. I sometimes forget to get Black Arcs until like way too late in the game. The way you get Black Arcs is you do a sacrifice to Mathlan here, which you can only do when you have a slave pen building and a port, by the way. And the later you get these, the later you can use them to pump out units instead of using your actual regions to do it. Like for instance, this building could be on a Black Arc. There's no reason for it to be here. I could use this for something different. But since I can't, I need to have the halls of mustering here, which slows down my macro. So what I'm going to try to do this time is grab Naggarond incredibly quickly, which means I have to take down its walls, which is one of the reasons I was trying to get the death hack to get some wall breaching traits, so to speak, so we can take it immediately. Because if you siege Naggarond, like Malekith's going to come with 2 armies from every which direction and stop you. But we need this really quickly, partially because it's amazing, partially because if we siege, we won't be able to take it because he will come to its rescue, and partially because I want the port as soon as possible so I can get a Black Arc. So, that's the macro plan for now. I could do this, but again, I don't think he has much of an army, so I'm going to wait with the right. Also, we have to start thinking about when the revolt is going to come. I'm going to do with this bar here once it reaches this, you can already consider doing the sacrifice, because as you can see, -5 public order is pretty nasty, and it becomes +6. I mean, a net gain of 11 is not bad. But I'm actually going to let it drop all the way down for 2 reasons. One is to delay the increased cost of the slaves, and one is because once you drop down for the first time to this, you're going to get enough slaves to do this once, which if you do it earlier you won't get, and there's no reason to do that. We might as well get the bonus here. Now, because this has no income, and I'm not actually going to take this because it'll put me in contact with Norska, which I don't want, and this I'm not going to take because I don't want war with them. I don't actually want slaves here. It's always doing -3 public order for no benefit to me right now. Like, I'm not gaining anything from this. Of course I did it because the ones I was fighting were pissing me off, but that was the only reason. There's no real logical reason to put them here. We need them here, and this is where we're going to be fighting, so this is where we're going to be with our army for a while, which gives public order. So that's the plan. I want to go down and snatch the Great Arena before Malekith does, because I don't want him to have it in advance.
The Lord of Murder whispers his will to me.
Someone is... Ooh, someone's scared. Minor power, huh? That's very cute. Can I... Oh, you won't, will you? Well... We could have done it that way, but no. No. I prefer it this way. I need the experience for Hellebron, actually. So this is actually better. Let's see. This is...
I am Cain's instrument.
Actually, can I make it? I can't actually make it. And I have 5 turns. Alright. So since I need replenishment anyway, I'm gonna move to, let's say, here. I think is good.
Behold my
Just sit in ambush. Maybe he has a small army. He's gonna go, oh, he left. There's no way he's right next to it, because the AI doesn't see when you move and do the ambush. They only detect it if they detect it on their turn. That's... If you're new to Legendary, one good way of fighting, especially in the early game, use ambush all the time, because the AI doesn't understand that I just moved and ambushed here. Even though we can see them do it, the AI is not programmed to understand that that's what I just did. It can only detect it with its agents or something like that. That's just the way the game works. So, just a heads up. Let's see, just checking. Oh, he really hates us. Great power. Yes, those 3 regions I have really make me a great power. Ooh, so scary I am. But it's not a problem.
Blood will drench the earth this night.
He doesn't take a hint, does he? He actually lowered his offer. Means he got some units, so he doesn't feel as threatened anymore. It's a bold move. Let's see if it pays off for him. So there's the Norska war with the Deadwood Sentinels I was worried about. That could have been me, but now these guys are gonna deal with it, which means they probably will be busy with that.
I am Cain's instrument.
It looks like he's building something here. But it'll take some turns. This is tier 2, it looks like.
In glorious murder.
It'll be too long before it's built up, so I'm just gonna take it now, I think.
Destroy them!
No point in fighting this, honestly.
Slap!
Oof, I'm not saying no to this. Again, it's tier 2, so by just taking it, it's gonna be downgraded to tier 1 anyway, so me sacking it won't lower it further, it'll just damage the buildings.
Take it all, finding my way.
Oh yeah, it gives me that trait. Let's see, there's a conscription hall, which is kind of useless for us.
Glory to Cain.
Now the question is, do we take it now? Or do we wait 1 more turn so we can get some more experience? Let's see. Looting, raiding, and sacking. Money is money. Why not? And
they have promise.
Mr. Master, I'm not the biggest fan of this, since one thing there is that I should mention with Dark Elves is that being elves, our leadership is generally quite high on all of our units. There's also a reason that Disciplined is not as useful for Dark Elf. One thing is we have Spiteful, which is instead of 2 leadership and 2 melee attack, we have 3 melee attack and 5% weapon strength, which I think is better. Even for range focus armies, I think that's actually better. But Discipline is really good for some factions like Greenskins, Beastmen, Skaven, of course, because their leadership is so low. But for us, it's not the biggest deal. And so I really don't prioritize these. I don't like them at all. Now, instead, you can see he has 39 melee attack, but he deals a lot of armor-piercing damage. So we need him to be able to hit enemy lords. Now he has 30 bonus versus large, which means he has 30 more melee attack and 30 more damage against large units. So once the lords get put on mounts, he's really good against them, but that'll be a while. Basically, I want him to be able to use his damage against non-large units, because they're the ones we'll be facing right now.
I feel
Now, I could try and just rush here and try and take this.
Cain's bride.
3 military presence, not too much. How long do I have? 4 turns.
Mistress of Har Ganeth.
If I take this, he's probably gonna come down to try and take it back.
Cain calls me.
I think I might actually be able to make it next turn.
Is with
I'm gonna try it. If he comes and attacks me now because I'm in forced march, that's amazing. I really hope he will with this amount of shards, and with these 2 units, especially like a rank 5 executioner. Please, I beg of you to come. So here we want to upgrade this for the public order, but as you can see, 1 public order for 1600. It's a little much to pay, I feel. I could go for this, but it's already gonna revolt. It's too late to stop that, so I'd rather farm the revolt. So for that reason, I'll go for the manors. Okay, we actually can afford this. Let's see if we have another master with anything good. Nope, these all suck.
There is growing unrest.
I do want these though. I want more of them. I want 8 in the end. So I'll leave this for now because we can't replace it for a while. Could replace it here, but still. Now, one thing I actually forgot is that by doing this, I'm kind of opening up for.
The power over life and death, for example.
Yeah, that's true. I'm actually opening up for Naggarond to take very easily. That might have been a mistake, but it seems he's busy with the Skaven. I hope so. Now, because I put myself in a little bit of a risky position, I don't think he can take me with... That'll be like 12, 13 units, but just in case, I think I'm gonna do this. Because while it looks like most of the bonuses deal with the campaign map, the biggest bonus is the spell it gives us in battle. So if he takes the fight with us, man, I really wish he will. Would make my life a lot easier. Come on, little brat. You can take me, Ghrond. Come on. Damn. Okay, well, it's a smart move by him. Unfortunate.
Your prestige.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Lord. News of your
Of
conquest.
course. I actually forgot to check these bonus objectives. I always forget this in Mortal Empires.
Is noted by even the most distant of kings and bestial lords.
I'm pretty sure that one of them is always get your legendary lords from level 5, which we got. It's like kill 2,000 enemies, which we do immediately. Enslave, I don't know, 500, and then the last one, I don't know, win over Ghrond or something? I don't know. Alright, I'll actually check what it is this time. Let's see what the chapter objectives are. Okay, interact with 8 different settlements. We need to do this, which is probably the weakest right we have, so I'm not sure I'm gonna bother. This is very difficult because Dark Elves are notoriously difficult to confederate. I'm not gonna bother like going out of my way for this. This, maybe? We'll try. 5,000 battle captives. I think that's gonna be like just solve itself, no problem. And win 10 battles should also be very easy.
I am Cain's instrument.
Let's see what we're up against.
Pouncing. What is
12
this
plus, so he has
This will
19 units
fail. No,
against our 13.
the goddess forbids it.
It's actually kind of scary, if I'm being completely honest.
My visions predict failure.
19, and we are wounded, right? We are not at full strength. I do have 13 though.
White shall be red.
And if I win this battle, that's it for him.
Blood will warm me.
I'm not sure if I can though. Which I can't see. Oh wait. Oh no.
Bring me a cloak.
We know he has the tier 1 recruitment building there. So
You waste my time.
this could be like Bleak Swords, and it can it be Corsairs? How is it again? They changed it recently. No, bleak swords and dark shots, okay. So he can't have corsairs here.
No.
I think I can actually beat him here, honestly. I think I can win that. I have 3 turns, so I'll take this. Then next turn it'll 2 turns. We'll sprint here. It'll be 1 turn. I take this. It'll revolt. I'll run here. It'll go to 14. It's gonna be right on the edge because I'm gonna drop 7 public order. So I'm actually not sure if I can stop this from revolting though. Or stop it before it takes this. That's actually the biggest risk here. Tricky. This is one of those situations where I'm probably gonna look at this later and regret my decision. Because I'm pretty sure I can win that fight. Because I have the ritual, the Cain ritual. It should be quite possible to win. But I'm actually a little bit afraid of this revolt biting me in the butt. And since I can't attack Naggarond until turn 21, because on turn 1 we make the non-aggression pact, we're scripted to do that, so I have to wait 10 turns to resign that, and then I have to wait another 10 turns before I can declare war on him if I don't want the negative diplomacy trait, which I don't. That means I need to rank Hellebron as much as possible before this war, and these guys are actually nice to just like keep pouncing and wailing on for that reason. So for that reason, I'm gonna retreat. Maybe I can even catch him in an ambush. When is my death pack back? She's back next turn. I'll put her here to keep an eye on their army, and we can see if we can catch her in an ambush. Hopefully we can get this to revolt and this to revolt close to one another, so we can farm both of them for experience. The way it works with the revolts in this game is that either you want to avoid them entirely, or you want them to happen frequently so you can keep farming them for experience. Now this I think is worth it. 10 growth and 1% casualty rate for 1000. I think it's pretty good, so I'm gonna go for it. Just checking here. Nah, it's gonna be a while before these reroll. Cool. Also, the more I attack these, the more times I fight them, the more these guys are gonna like me, which could actually be an advantage. We'll see. Okay, Naggarond is at war with the Norskins. This is perfect for us. This could not be better. If the Norskins keep him occupied, that's great for us. If he takes out the Norskins for us, that's great for us. So this is entirely a good thing. Wonderful development for us. That was pretty lucky, I have to say. Welcome back.
Hag of Cain.
Ah, don't worry. It happens to the best of... I mean, I didn't give her this, right? So it's not really her fault that that happened. Since I might need her to break down some walls, I think I'll actually do this.
Forward.
And I could try and assassinate something with her. Let me just do this real fast. Okay, so if there's not too much benefit to sacking, I'm just gonna take it. It's a lot of slaves, but since we're getting revolts, when revolts happen, your slave population will drop anyway. So this is kind of cheating a little bit. This doesn't do much. This is no money. So I think this is better. This way we don't damage this, and we can knock this down immediately. Draftmaster, more recruitment, good. This is really good, but of course we're gonna go for this immediately. It's simply too strong not to take.
Capable servant.
It's this, of course. Another advantage of going back to deal with this revolt, which now is only 2 turns, which means next turn when this is respected, now this drops here, it's gonna revolt in 2 turns for sure. Hopefully we can keep this from being taken by him in the meanwhile. Another advantage of going here is that I can hire more dark shots with shields, and then hopefully I can knock this down. That's the plan. That's the ambition, sorry. What do you think? Why do you hate me so much? He's not too mad at Ghrond, unfortunately. And I'm not going to war with these. It's just for this. It's stupid. What turn is it? 10, so if I remember correctly. Yeah, one more turn. Do this. Okay, he just lost the battle. He was rank 1 before, now he's 24. I guess the more he's delayed, the better for us. Oh my goodness! Where did that army come from? What was she fighting? Was she in ambush out here? What was that? But it looked like it was mostly dread spears, so I'm not too worried about that. And they're not attacking us in Ghrond, that's really good. So now we have a quest for our dual swords. It's Marathi's fault, it always is. The Har of Ghrond has for too long, blah blah blah. But yeah, fuck Marathi. But we will later, don't worry. Anyway, she stole our blades and we're pissed off. So the first thing we need to do is do the sacrifice I've been talking about. Which we already did once, so it'll be a while before it's ready again. So we won't do that for a long, long time. So this will revolt next turn. That's great stuff.
Do not vex us further.
Here, this is like 500. So if we lose this province, it's not a big disaster. We didn't lose too much. Now moving in here will give some public order because of the... Oh, I didn't equip the choir master. That's good. We don't actually want to. But I should have done that for here. That was a bit of a mistake, but okay. These will revolt next turn. And I think they will either way, right? It'll be 8. Yeah, they will either way. So I can actually equip the choir master and still be okay. Good. Oh yeah, it's one turn, so it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. This way we can take out this revolt, and then we should be ready to take this revolt. And it might even protect me from...
Priestess to the Druki!
From these ones. Now, it looks like it's mostly tier 1 chaff, which is perfect for us.
This will fail.
Is exactly what we want to see. And we also need to wound someone for the quest, right? 36% though. It's only 3% to get wounded, but 36% is really bad success chance. I would rather do this. Much better value for our money and our time. 2%, then she gets wounded again. I mean, first she rolls the worst trait for a death hack I think you possibly can get, except maybe the one that improves the Cane Shrines. And then she gets wounded twice in a row on like 3 and 2%. That is just... I mean...
Ceaseless.
She is just destined to get disbanded. Like there's nothing else to say. So now we can get these and get rid of these as I wanted. So
Bloody-handed
I would rather have defensive units. Man, that's so unfortunate for that poor death hack. That's really unfortunate. I actually feel bad for her. Okay, here he's coming. Yeah, he's gonna come for this. And we can't really defend it because we have to take care of the revolt here. It is what it is. Again, as long as we deal with them within the next 10 turns, we're fine. Okay, good. I'll deal with each other up there. We don't really have any of those units, so we'll have a revolt here afterwards. So we'll probably... Normally I would attack this and then I would let it run and attack it again to get more experience. But since I need to get back to Ghrond, because they will have a revolt, I guess I can let it grow for 1 turn actually. But if these run away, they will run into his territory. Then I have to follow into his territory, and that'll cost me some diplomacy status with them. I don't want that, so I'm just gonna kill these. Which means I can auto-resolve it. Normally I would not recommend this, but this is a specific situation.
Bind them tight.
And they're going straight back here.
I am Cain's instrument.
That is a fantastic item. 5 melee defense and glittering scales. Whew. That's quite good. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move. Let's see. Is there any chance? I don't think I can make it to this turn. This next turn. But if I can, I'll let him take this, and then I can beat his army directly. That's the ambition. We got these. I'm a little bit wary of destroying this.
The people are displeased.
I mean, I want something different here, but at the same time, if I suddenly need units, it's a lot to have to build up again. I'm gonna keep it for now. Now, where do we build this? Well, Spite Reach is actually more exposed, but then again, this doesn't have walls. So if he shows up with 15 units, whether the garrison is 6 or whatever, 8 or whoever it'll be, it'll get crushed either way. Whereas here we have walls, so this is more defensive, which I prefer. This can get one turn with a revolt without anything big happening. So we're gonna go for... ooh. Now this is very nice, actually. Later. We don't want the public order yet. Whew, that's good value. Oh my goodness, I forgot about this. He has this one. Ah. Well, that's just straight up better than this. I should have taken this. Whoops. Oh, never too late.
Cease your provocation.
I forgot to do this last turn.
Which king of Naggarond will he?
It delays me by 1 turn. That was a bit sloppy, but I was distracted by the revolts, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Now I hope he just occupies this. Please don't sack it. Maybe he goes for this revolt.
The thrill of battle.
Now, it's not as though this is necessary, but I think I can get rid of 1 or 2 of his units here, which I think I'm going to go for. And maybe I can wound his character a little bit. Just a little bit. Ah, that was annoying with Naggarond there. But to be fair, usually I don't think you can count on actually damaging or going to war with Naggarond is specs exactly on turn 21. It's just nice to have the opportunity. But more likely we'll have to wait for the right moment to strike. No, so here's what we're gonna do.
Cold-blooded killers.
You boys and just charge in.
Onwards to murder. Bleak swords. On to slaughter.
Here. And then let's see, where is... Which one do I want damage, actually? Here's a shield, though, so... The Sorceress. I'll hit the Sorceress as much as possible.
Dealers in death.
And then we'll charge in here. It's actually important to give the attack order on the Dark Shots, because if they're skirmishing, they will run back.
Suffering for all. Slay them without question. Massacre them.
And now... see if we can push in here. Let's see what this looks like.
Bloody murder!
That is painful to watch. So this spell absolutely destroys.
No mercy.
I actually almost get this unit. Just one more. Okay, I think we got him. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Death is coming.
See if we can just shoot one more of them. Okay, that takes care of that, and I'm happy. Basically, since we have the Rite of Cain up, I might as well take care of one of his units. It doesn't really lose me anything. I didn't deal any damage to his caster, unfortunately, but okay. Okay. So yeah, this is a really, really terrible army. So I really, really hope he sticks around here. That would be... I hesitate to use the word ideal, but it's close. It would be quite good. Please stick around. Oh, yes. Okay. Shouldn't I deal with this revolt? Yeah, all in due time. All in due time. I wish I could have gotten an extra...
Do not vex us further.
Behold.
An extra fight out of this, but okay. Oh, we can make it.
Priestess. This will fail. No.
This is pretty disastrous for him, I have to say. Should I feel bad? Yeah, I think I should. Oh, we don't actually have enough slaves for this. And why don't we have enough slaves for this? Because they keep revolting. But it's okay. I wouldn't have done it either way because of what we talked about earlier. I need to get it to Ghrond. And we don't, since I only have one unit that's affected by the battle aspect of this, which is Hellebron, we're okay because Hellebron right now, basically her main use is this. She's also a pretty good duelist. As you can see, she actually has like a little bit of armor, which is nice. She's a good duelist, deals a lot of armor-piercing damage, and now she has the glittering scales. But I don't need her to be like, just destroy. It's not actually necessary. Whew. That's a very good auto-resolve, I have to say. But I'm not gonna auto-resolve it, of course not. She just killed 5 of my loyal units that unfortunately I couldn't, you know, just surrender or anything. And that... I'm gonna have to get her back for that.